bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see.
Hey guys, so we have Maxine here. I used Bruce last week for our other assignments, so I'm going to go ahead and use Maxine for this week. This first video is going to be over Pavlovian conditioning, which really I'm not looking for her to have a specific behavior. I'm more looking to do clicker charging, and basically so that she recognizes when the clicker goes off that she's going to get a treat, and it's not focused on her performing a certain behavior. This has to do with an unconditioned stimulus that results in an unconditioned behavior, or no, sorry, response. Alright, so I'm just going to let her I'm gonna take a quick break. I don't want to do it too rapidly because then she won't recognize that the clicker happens. When the clicker happens, there's a treat. We'll do one more, and this is charging the clicker, and this is a Pavlovian conditioning because I'm not asking her to perform a specific behavior. It's more of like when she hears the clicker, there's a treat. Alright, so now we're going to do our operant conditioning training. Our basic behavior today is going to be doing the sit, which Maxine has already lovely and demonstrated for us. So what we're going to do is, this is an operant conditioning, meaning that we do need her to perform a behavior in order to get her reward. The way we're going to do that is we're going to follow the way that the video in our lecture did. And so we're going to have Maxine come up, follow the treat. And then we're going to lift.
Just for clarity, the reset is not the goal of making Maxine completely follow the treat. It's the goal of getting her out of sit so that we can redo the training and have her go back into a sit.
Alright, and that is our operant conditioning of a basic behavior.
Hey guys, so during this operant conditioning, the process took over 15 minutes, and so I decided to cut a long video because obviously so it could fit on the Flipgrid. I decided to go ahead and do a voiceover of basically what's happening. But I am reinforcing Maxine for when she does a head tilt or she's looking at the leash, because for her novel behavior, I'm trying to get her to touch the leash with her nose. Novel behavior is something new that they haven't done, introducing something new. And operant conditioning, I need her to perform a behavior in order to get a reward. Things that I am reinforcing is head tilting. It's hard to see with her. Head tilting towards the leash, first of all. And then it's hard to see from this angle, but Maxine, every once in a while, she will look at the leash. Her head will be straight, but her eyes direct towards the leash. And so there I'm reinforcing for that head tilt. In all honesty, I should have reinforced here where she was towards the leash. I definitely felt like there was things that are holes in my plans, For the things I reinforce, I would take any advice if anyone wants to use this opportunity to make a comment on my video on how I could have better prepared for this situation. And right there, she gets it, and I give her that treat.
Alright, so for this training, all I'm doing is I'm placing a treat on the ground as Phantom approaches. Basically what this does is most dogs will jump up when you have treats or toys or things like that. They kind of get ramped up. Now I'm using a treat to try to get Phantom a little excited. During this training, we were able to get Phantom to approach calmly, and even when having a treat, he managed to remain calm. And so that's the point of this training, where you basically just put the treat on the ground as they approach. You don't want to give them the treat from above, because that will encourage the jumping behavior. You can do this training when you're entering a room by just when you open the door, continue to place treats on the ground. The bucket game is about focus. What we're working on is training our dogs to focus on the bucket itself. You don't want the dog to stick their head in the bucket. You just initially pick up the bucket, wait for the dog to back up, and then place the bucket back down and resume the training. All I'm asking for Phantom to do is to look at the bucket, and now I'm adding distractions by waving my hands. And Phantom has to be able to continue to look at the bucket in order to continue to get treats. If he looks away when I move my hands, then I do not reward him for that. Once he's focused on the bucket, then I do reward him for focusing on that bucket. This main game is amazing to do to train your dogs before going to a vet clinic or the groomers. Trust me, the vets will love you. Do this training. Thank you.
From a distance you can tell.
Alright, so the point of this training is definitely to get dogs to be more familiar around, well, in this case, cats, but really it could be anything that they're not comfortable being around, even just an umbrella. All I'm really doing is I'm rewarding Phantom every time he looks at me, pays attention to me, is not paying attention to cat sound. And then now in desensitization, we're going to move a little closer. We are in a small room here due to weather, but for the most part, it's still the same concept. In the beginning, we started far away, at a distance that I could still get Phantom's attention. As you can see here in the desensitization, it's a little bit harder to get Phantom's attention, only because we are closer and he's closer and more exposed to the sound itself. But the training is still the same. You're gonna try to call your dog and then reward them for paying attention to you, for facing you, for looking at you, for moving towards you.
Free treat for you.
Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.